with this one right here, Tovaritch, Atmosphere, you got Atmosphere, and you got his whole the clip, Officiel, and you got the whole other just slant around. But you got with the Atmosphere with Tovaritch, and just the his whole slaughterous thing coming into it with the slaughterness thing, and you just got his whole just mysterious thing coming onto it, with the just all the kind of ecstasies and all those other things, coming into it with those Miss Strobelis, like what you got with the Atmosphere, and you got his whole, other stainless thing coming into it, especially with all his other stainless things, because he been having a lot of like mustablus and all these other things, but you just got with his whole other mysterious thing with Atmosphere, and that whole just illustrated.
Salope, anti-FMI, anti-cop. J'suis sur le tatami, pas de flop. J'suis dans l'illicite que de la drogue. Polos, y'a du shit et de la coque. Business, pas d'amis, pas de love. Baston Ferrari, j'ai mon Glock. J'crame les feux et tous les stops. Stop, Pouchka comme on opère. Collé sur les lombaires. Taco m'appelle les bœufs, j'en l'air. J'la baisse cette pute, j'lui mets la misère. Couteau sur mon Ferrari, j'ai mon Glock. J'crame les feux et tous les stops. Stop, Pouchka comme on opère. Sur les lombaires, Taco m'appelle les bœufs, j'en l'air. J'la baisse cette pute, j'lui mets la misère. Couteau sur jugulaire, vif, par Zeus, par Jupiter. Vite, j'vais au clos ou à Aubert. Fils, j'ai le mort, j'aime la vitesse.
Ooh, see, the whole thing and the whole shredding, how it's going, how it's shredding, like, it's just internally, like, he got it internally on another thing, like, he got the, and then especially, he got the, the rockets too. Like, he got the whole damn rocket. Like, he got everything else. And, the way they just, like, strolling and strumming, like, they got the whole thing just coming from another sediment, like, another sediment port. Like, the way they flow and the way they, destrants. Like, they destrants for anything. Like, just a destrants and coming from this side and this side. Like, they got just all kinds of, cements coming into it, and they're just like flames.
Héros des soukas, sniff la coca, sûrement un toka, j'ai pas peur en tout cas. Whisky, coca, Red Bull, vodka, vida loca, jamais sur la vodka. Oh, tu sais qui donne le go, putain de merde. Envoie mes putains de pesos, putain de merde. J'suis dans une atmosphère, putain d'herbe. Je plonge dans ses yeux bleus quand je la baisse. J'suis avec des Albanais et des baisse. J'suis avec des Albanais et des Serbes. J'ai pas fait disque d'or mais putain j'baisse. J'ai pas la vue sur la mer. J'suis sur le bitume, c'est la merde. Si tu m'aimes pas, y'a pas de galère. Mais si tu veux clasher.
There's so much stuff going on too, and then you see the little hole in the ground. Like, that's really spooshimism. Like, that's spooky. Like, the whole thing, it's like they're on some other, part of mist. Like, they're digging their own tunnel way out. Like they have to figure a way, to get out the situation. Like, yeah, it's just, you got the whole thing, and there's so much stuff like going on. Like, you looking at other parts, every other situation. You're like, dang, all these other situations, and you just see just all kinds of stuff going on. Like, you see all these actuaries going on, and all these, inflammatories going on. You just thinking about another part of it, like the way it's just instruction, the way it's just hearing me. Like, you got these main official like instructions.
J'suis dans tout, j'suis dans ta go, j'suis dans le hood, j'suis dans le bendo, fais pas le fou, fais pas le Pablo, on te trouve comme Al Pacino. J'casse son string, j'mets son tarot, dame de pique. pique, faudrait de la carreau. Je suis son valet, je suis son haro. Fuck, elle aime quand j'ai le barreau. Toc, toc, les policiers sont là, je suis encore dans mes draps. Je passe à l'action, je parle balcon, nique sa mère, je me rendrai pas. Wesh, banana dans ta pêche. On pédave que de la queuche. On investit dans la neige pour ravitailler tous les gueuches. Pour tous mes rebeux, mes renois, mes timales. Pour tous mes blancs, mes chinois qui font détal. Ici personne ne fuit, personne qui détale. Ici personne ne fuit, personne qui détale. On est dans le merco ou dans des audimates. Je suis dans le réel, rien à foutre ton audimat. On est violent car l'instinct est animal. On est violent car l'instinct est animal. Putain de merde, putain de merde. Je suis dans une atmosphère, putain d'herbe. Je plonge dans ses yeux bleus quand je la baise. Je suis avec des Albanais et des Serbes. J'ai pas fait de disque d'or mais putain je baise.
He got an eternally thing coming into it, especially with his eternally thing in him, coming with his whole extraction, like, he got the whole thing just in another internally, like the way he just comes in, the way he just fits himself, and the way he just strokes himself. He got a crazy extrosion, like the way he just strokes and other things, like the way he was just floating and stuff like that. Like it had another inflation thing to it, another strudel thing to it, because the way he was just, the way they just had it going, like it was just like they was on some criminal stuff, and then they had it going on all the stuff, and then they had it on control, like past control, like they had everything going, on the streets, like they had everything on lock, but the way they was just rolling and the past control, because they was just floating in, and with the whole thing, and them just having them just stroking them and taking over, there was like all some ambitious stuff, like some beast stuff. But you got the main one though, Tovaritch, and everything else, like with this whole thing coming into it, and how you just look at it, because it was a crazy intercom, like the way it was. But most definitely check it out for you guys self. Like, comment, and with this, just this solicitor. So